Good morning, everybody, or good afternoon, or wherever you are. This is 2A Radio. We are here this morning with another edition of Inside Liberia. Inside Liberia is looking at events that unfold in the country, Liberia. Liberia is located on the west coast of Africa. And this morning we have some of our correspondents, and we're going to be discussing the conflict between members of the House of Senate and the House of Representatives relative to the introduction of financial bill before that August body. But prior to that, we have on the standby Ibrahim Colley, who is currently in at the Capitol Hill per se, at the Ministry of Information. So let's hear what Ibrahim has to say. Ibrahim, good morning.
Good morning, Mr. Jason. It's a pleasure and thanks again for having me this morning. I'm live from the Ministry of Information President where another press briefing is about to take place. And as you may be aware, the Justice, the Joint Security came up with a statement on yesterday that the issue of crimes being committed in the rural communities against the citizens has been unbearable. So they came up with a statement on yesterday that they are going to they have set up an investigation panel that will investigate the death of the late William Aaron Trevor III and the death of William J. Sutton Jr. and the lady who once worked for the Liberian Immigration Service, Madam Ella, as well. And then also they will also help in bringing the policing program that will help beef up the strength of the Liberian National Police in terms of helping to minimize the crime rate in the country as well. And also, as you may be aware, the presidential President George Bush here part of Liberia is currently headed for France to be a part of the division of Paris Peace Plan to address the assembly on tomorrow, the 4th of November. So as we speak, the Liberian leader is currently on the way to France as well. So far so good. The student union calling themselves post at the University of Liberia campus also calling the government of Liberia to adhere to the memorandum of understanding that they went through with the university faculty in terms of settling their benefit. Also, we could do well. So, by calling the authority, if not, there will be another stage go slow action at the university campus. So, as it stands, these are some of the things I'd like to update you with before I can lead to do coverage of the press conference.
Okay, Ibrahim, thank you so much for that short briefing. We know you are busy this morning at the Ministry of Information. We look forward to hearing what the ministry, some of those agencies of government will have to say on that press briefing. So we'll hear from you later on. Thank you so much for this morning, and we hope that all is well from your end.
Thank you, Mr. James. It's a pleasure.
Okay, then. Have a good day. That was Ibrahim. That was Ibrahim. Well, that was Ibrahim Colley, one of our correspondents in Monrovia, who is now at the Ministry of Information, waiting a press conference from that institution of the Liberian government. But as I said earlier today, we want to look at the argument raised by Representative Akaras Gray in the House of Representatives. Honorable Gray recently, last Tuesday's section, said there is an issue that the Liberian Senate is interfering into the workings of that August body, meaning the House of Representatives. We want to look at the Constitution of Liberia, what does it say on the issues of financial bill, and also want to see whether the instrument that were being debated by members of the House of Representatives, whether in fact it is a financial bill. The Bauchi Code Agreement, is it a financial bill or is it an agreement? And is that agreement considered as a financial bill which should have been introduced in the House of Representatives? More besides, what does Article 34 one says as to the authority of the Liberian Senate and the authority of the House of Representatives is Article 34R, mandating that only members of the House of Representatives are supposed to introduce financial bill. In my view, this financial bill should be introduced by the House of Representatives. Better still, there can be a proposal of a financial bill from members of the House of Senate. That's the Constitution. So I'm believing that the language of Article 34R require understanding. And that's the singular reason why the confusion seems to be. So what does Article 34R says? Well, before we go to that, let's listen to Akaras Gray from the House of
freedom of communication from the Liberian Senate.
From the House of Senate.
On the right to rectify the agreements between the government of the Republic of Liberia and biological resources.
You have heard the reading of the communication from the Liberian Senate asking for our concurrence to ratify the minimum development agreement in the government of Liberia and biological resources of Liberia Limited. What is someone's pleasure? Honorable Clarence Massimo.
That's Clarence Massimo. After Clarence Massimo, we might hear from Clarence Massimo.
After listening to the communication from the Honorable Liberian Senate, submitting to us a bill to ratify the concession agreement between the government of Liberia and Bauchico. Even though I have personally expressed reservation, but for the sake of following the process in the legislative proceeding, I move that I can be seconded that this instrument from our Honorable Liberian Senate be received and open for discussion and ultimate decision.
It has been moved and seconded that the report be opened up for discussion. All in favor say aye. Honorable Akaras Moses Gray.
That's Akaras Gray. Let's see what Akaras Gray introduces. What does he say?
Our distinguished gentlemen, our distinguished Deputy Speaker and presiding, our co-presiding third of college. Let me appreciate the fact that this communication was placed or is placed on the agenda and has been open for discussion. Our presiding, co-presiding third of college. In no way this body, this distinguished body, is separate with constitutional authority who want to usurp the function of our college or any branch of government. We are two horses with distinct constitutional functions. And some of those functions by the Liberian Constitution is very clear. The Liberian Senate confirms appointed officials that should be confirmed by the Constitution. We don't intervene nor we interrupt. It's not our constitutional mandate. The Joint Assembly, when we meet in Joint Assembly are the two houses, the Constitution says the presiding officer of the House of Representatives shall preside, not may preside, but shall preside. So even in the absence of the Speaker, the Deputy Speaker, the Chair on the Executive, the Chair on Foreign Affairs, etc., by excellency, one of us will preside over a Joint Assembly, including the Senate. not even the past president, nor the pro-tem, nor the chairman of the executive in the Liberian Senate. I said this to say that Article 34D of the Liberian Constitution is clear. It's not implied. It's stated very clear in Article 34 of the Liberian Constitution that revenue bills, financial instruments, etc., originate from the House of Representatives. The Liberian Senate, with all due respect, has no authority by the Liberian Constitution much as we now usurp their functions, we also don't expect them to usurp our functions. And what is pathetic, that we repeat, for us to follow, and this is the official position of District Number 8, Montserrat County. We have had 2 speakers from the House of Representatives that are senators today. We have had a deputy speaker from the House of Representatives that is a senator today. We've had veteran lawmakers, that are senators today to sit and allow the Liberian Senate to self-impose and usurp our function. District Number 8, Montserrat County will not accept that. I do not speak for the rest of the members of the House of Representatives, but we know our constitutional function. Under the Liberian Constitution, when we're taking our oath, we took an oath to uphold, to protect and defend the Constitution and all other laws of the Republic of Nigeria. The most important thing to do with this document, I believe, is for this House to officially remind the Liberian Senate of our function. We do not want a constitutional crisis. We must work together, we must coordinate. History has shown that we have joint committees on budget, on other instruments. When we pass and send to the Liberian Senate, usually they do not agree even with the joint committee reports. I think enough is enough. We flagged this issue 2 years ago, and on the usurpation of the function of the House of Representatives. Not only that, it's about time that we officially also communicate to the executive branch of government to submit these revenue bills directly and exclusively to the House of Representatives, unless the Liberian Senate. And subsequently, when we pass on those revenue bills, the Senate could concur or they could amend. Before I take a seat, even the budget is very clear. The Constitution says the budget originates in the people's deputies of the House of Representatives. For concurrent, it did not say the Senate shall concur. It did not say the Senate must concur. It said the Senate may concur. I think we need constitutional interpretation. Or they could suggest, but I think we have been bending back on our function. I think we've been bending back on our responsibility. That's why the Liberian Constitution, in conclusion, did not say at any point in time, and this must go very clear to the public, the media, and everyone. The Constitution did not say we have upper or lower house. It's not written. The framework of the Constitution are very clear that we have 2 separate houses. One is not upper and one is not lower. Thank you very much, and you. Thank you very much.
Okay, we would like this issue in the narrow confines of Article 34D, which is the issue that is raised. I don't think we should indulge ourselves in general constitutional principles. We will be in that.
So we have listened to Honorable Akaras Gray. He has spoken, and his argument is all about Article 34D, But there are two issues we get at Article 34DR of the Liberian Constitution and the instrument itself that is being introduced for ratification. It is a Chico agreement. It is an agreement between an international company and that of the Liberian government. So I'm wondering why, in the first place, the House of Representatives had to reject that agreement for ratification. The Liberian Senate acted. Now, if you go to Article 34, the prefatory clause before the duties are spelled out, it says duties of the legislature. Now, but I want us to deal with the issue of Article 34DR. Article 34DR says, let me read it verbatim so that we can, DR says, all revenue bills, whether subsidies, charges, import, duties, taxes, and other financial bills shall originate in the House of Representatives. Now, I want to be very clear, and this is a very important point. Shall originate in the House of Representatives, but the Constitution has a comma, not a period. It has a comma, meaning there's not a full stop. There's no direct mandate to the House of Representatives that this all financial bill should originate from the House of Representatives, period. No, it says there's a comma there, and we want to follow the conjunction that comes after. I'm emphasizing this so that those of you that are listening will get the following line of what I'm discussing. The comma, after the comma, you have, they say, but after the instruction of the framers of the Constitution, they come to the point where they say, all financial bills shall originate from the House of Representatives, come out, but, and then it says what? The Senate may propose. Now the confusion comes right between the comma, the conjunction, the word propose. Propose what? All right. Now, Akara's grade failed to understand it, or Akara grade, Honorable Akara's grade, and all others. And I'm glad he said it needed constitutional interpretation. I'm only giving my own view on this. I know we all know that the Supreme Court of Liberia has that constitutional mandate to interpret the Constitution. But I'm a lawyer. I'm also trained to say what a law is, although the final saying is left with the Supreme Court. But I just want to say, hey, the law says members of the House of Representatives or financial bill can originate from there. But the House of Senate may propose what? All financial bills. Now, the conjunction that follows after the clauses lead us to say the Senate may propose what? The Senate, let me be very clear, but the Senate may propose, or, now these are all, now the preposition or, also we should take note of that, because that's where the confusion comes in. So, or concur with what? With amendments as on other bills. Now you see that the object of the sentence, it ends with the Senate may concur on other bills, but what? The Senate may propose financial bills. I hope Akara's grade is listening, or those of you who are interested in this matter. The Constitution did not specifically instruct the House of Representatives to be the only house to introduce financial bills. The understanding of this constitutional provision is all about knowing, in constitutional law, we say you do not underestimate. Even a comma, it has a meaning. Prepositions have a meaning. Punctuations have meaning. So you're not going to just say it's not a storybook to read. The Constitution is not a storybook to read. And that's why it's not everybody that can interpret the Constitution. All right? So to propose a bill, the Senate has all right as per this provision to propose financial bill. That If you see, so, but the Senate may propose. Now it comes in with a proposition, or so the Senate. Then we ask ourselves, the Senate may propose what? Not other bills. The Senate may concur with other bills, but the Senate may propose what? Financial bills. It's a low important point right there, and I think those who are constitutional interpreters will get to understand this better. This provision, and as per the confusion that is being introduced by Representative Akaros Gray of District Number 8 in Montserrat County, I feel that the House is in error. This House should not have sent the Bauchico agreement back to the Senate. The Senate is not in error. If the Senate has rectified the agreement, in fact, this whole thing is not a financial bill. Now, if you go to Article 34.2, right? There is a provision for ratification of all agreements. That's a separate. And let us not forget, Article 34, the very opening phrase says the legislature shall have the power to do what? To do all of the listed things. It didn't say the House, it said the legislature. So there might be some emphasis laid as to what can be done. There's an emphasis in this case of Article 34D that the House of Representatives or financial bill can originate from the House of Representatives, but the Senate may propose. Now, people use the word propose and go straight to what? Amendment of bill. No, the amendment of bill is being qualified. The preposition or means what? You may propose a financial bill or concur with other bills, of other amended bills. So the Senate can concur with other amended bills, or the Senate may propose financial bills. I hope most of you that are listening will have, I hope our Akaros will be able to get this. And then maybe this can raise the fear that others are having. So this is a very important point, and even if members of the Supreme Court get to interpret it, maybe they may follow suit as to some of the things we're saying here. All right. So years back, I know when I was press director, I may have thought the same way, but the more you read, the more you try to seek knowledge, you come across understanding some of these things. You know, there are major emphasis when you go to constitutional law school. You know, you don't just read constitution like, you know, literally, you don't just really think that's what it means. You know, the Constitution is complicated. So, yes, indeed, that's a fine job. I mean, they have a right to raise any issue on the floor, and we respect the views of senators and representatives in that country. And sometimes when the things come up, we just feel that it's all about society, our society, and other society, how is it working, how is it done. The instrument that was introduced for which Akaros Gray spoke on was not about a financial bill. It was about an international agreement for ratification. So what was wrong for the senators to have acted on that instrument? Although there are financial issues tied into that, but it's not a financial bill. It is an agreement between Bauchico and the Liberian government. And the Constitution is clear on how agreements are to be ratified. It did not give specifically ratification of agreement to the House of Representatives. So we just want to be clear on that, and that's what we thought to throw light on this morning. The Constitution, Article 34DR, gave powers to both the House and Senate to introduce financial bills, not specifically the House of Representatives as being construed. The Constitution, if you read it, take your time. When you see it come out, it's just pausing. It's not a full stop. It's not amended. If the Constitution said all financial bills shall originate from the House of Representatives, period, then the House of Representatives will say, oh yeah, we have, that's our power, the Senate cannot intervene. No, but it did not stop there because it has something else to say. Like I said, all members of the House of Representatives shall go to the House of Senate. Come out, but the Speaker shall not go. You can't interpret that to say, okay, I said all of them should go to the Senate, because I said all members of the House of Representatives. There's a conditional phrase that followed thereafter. But the House of Senate may propose, and instead may propose and come with a proposition, or what? You may propose what? As you solve that question, the Senate may propose what? When you ask yourself that question, you will know it's making reference to the previous clauses on what? On financial bills. So the House shall do what? Introduce of financial bills, come on, but the Senate may propose what is not stated there. So, but if, again, if the or was not in between there, if the or was not there, the preposition or was not there, then and went straight on to amendment of other bills, then you will say, oh, the Senate only have the authority to amend or to pass on amendments of other bills. But that preposition or signals only amendment. That's two objects, you know, at the end of the sentence. The House shall have the power to introduce financial bills, but the Senate may propose financial bills, or the Senate may concur with amendment of other bills. Hi guys, so thank you so much, and that was just something I thought to throw in, and I'm glad to be here this morning. This is Two-Way Radio. Inside Liberia, we have most of our reporters out today, and because of that, I thought dealing with this issue was important. We hope that all of you have a beautiful day. Bye for now, and join us next Monday. We will be here with a new brand edition of Inside Liberia. I'm Dave James Jensen, sitting right here in the United States of America, bringing you to a radio. Bye for now.